My name's Bobbi Clarke. I've been playing team volleyball for roughly 2 years now, and I currently represent two teams. So I'm representing GB at the moment and Sharks, which is Southants.
My name's Stoneman. I'm the captain of the Southants City Volleyball Club. I've been with the club for nearly 10 years.
So my disability is something called functional neurological disorder, and it came about 3 years ago. I had a random seizure, left me with no function below my waist. I've got a little bit of function, but it impacts me on the court in a way that I can't use my legs to move around, so I have to kind of use my arms to push and then carry my legs with me, if you like. So it's a little bit difficult, but we get there.
Yeah, so my disability is an amputation, which is as a result of bone cancer. I had an amputation above the knee on my left leg back in 2004. It hasn't impacted hugely on my life in terms of mobility, because I've got a prosthetic leg which serves me really well. And in fact, in some ways, it's allowed me to play competitive sport again, because before that I had a leg which was not in great shape as a result of the bone cancer from a previous operation. So losing the leg actually gave me a new lease of life, so to speak, and playing sitting volleyball has given me an opportunity to play competitive sport. Yeah, I mean, I love the camaraderie. It's a team sport, and it brings together a mix of people that you might not normally meet, a mix of abilities, some people disabled, some able-bodied, and yeah, just great to play in that sort of environment, so that's what I love most.
So when it comes to sitting volleyball, the thing that I love the most is the inclusivity of it. The fact that able-bodied players and disabled players like myself can come together and be on equal level field is great. I think once we all get on court, the banter's great and it's flowing, and it's just a great sport to be in. See me before the disability, really, and also if they've got any worries or concerns, is to ask me directly instead of worry about whether a drill or a warm-up or anything like that's not going to suit me. Is to ask me directly and see if it caters for my needs.
Yeah, so the most important thing for me from a coach is somebody who can motivate and inspire me, and they do that by just treating me as an individual, as a player. The disability sort of comes second, really.
So me personally, I don't find it that difficult to talk about my disability, but everybody's different. I do have some friends within sport that find it a little bit difficult.
For me personally, I'm fairly comfortable with talking about my disability, and in many ways I'm quite proud of what I've been able to achieve as a result of it. But that's not the case for everybody. Everybody's different. Some people are a little bit nervous about talking about the disability. Others, like me, not a problem. But so it is a bit of a mix.
I think it's about managing what athletes you have in front of you, and if you notice someone's a little bit more shy, maybe talking to them separate instead of in front of a group, maybe that'll work. But I think it's about managing your athletes. Like in any sport, you know when to change up your coaching styles and that kind of thing. It's the same within disability sport as well.
I think the main thing I would say is that don't treat the disabled players any differently as they would able-bodied. Just use the same language as you use for anybody. And the great thing about sitting volleyball, it's a real leveler. Everybody is playing at the same sort of level. Whether you're able-bodied or disabled. So in terms of language, I just keep it consistent for everybody.
I think it's important that if you're a new coach and you are unsure, maybe to ask someone that's above you. So if you're working in an organisation, your line manager and things like that. But if you're unsure with the athlete themselves, just ask them what they're okay with. I think that's really important to get boundaries within your squad, or if you're in an individual sport, to know your athlete really well and the kind of things you can and can't say around them. But obviously anything that's offensive and things is a no-go. But if you're unsure with kind of terminology and whether something might sound a bit condescending, I think it's best just to ask the athlete themselves, because they'll tell you straight away if they don't like that language. So if it's just clumsy language, then usually we just laugh it off. Normally the coach knows that they've done it straight away, and we all just kind of laugh it off, make a bit of a joke about it. If it's anything further than that, then just a quiet word is easy, and then everybody knows where they're at, and it doesn't normally get repeated anyway.
I think if you use clumsy language, particularly if it's accidental, which of course it's going to be most of the time, then it's not an issue for disabled people. In fact, they will hopefully they'll just point it out to you and make a bit of a joke of it. But you certainly shouldn't be embarrassed about it. You know, it's you're going to make those sort of mistakes, and you'll learn from it. I can't think of anything that's off limits, to be honest. I'm very open about my disability. Never had a problem talking about it. It might be different for others, but certainly for me, I can't think of anything that will be off limits.
I don't personally think there is, but some people I'm sure will have, because some people's disabilities are linked to quite a lot of trauma. So I feel like other people will have those limits, but I'm sure they'll tell you as soon as you kind of get towards that line whether they'll want to talk about it or not. So a piece of advice I would give is just dive straight in. Don't be embarrassed. We're all just normal athletes, so just dive straight in, have a bit of banter, and go with it, basically.
Yeah, I think my main advice would be, you know, try and relax, try and enjoy it, treat all the players the same as you would anybody. Don't try and overdo it in terms of the disabled players, and people will respect you for that if you do that. So yeah, consistency, but relax and enjoy it. You know, don't overthink it.